Jeremiah Anglin is a Kentucky Wildcat. Another recruiting win for the Cats. Score one for Chris Collins. Jeremiah Anglin from Lake Wales, Florida, picks the Cats over Florida State. Like it's twice in 1 month where Kentucky has picked up a big W over Florida State. I'm sure there are plenty of fans right now from a certain generation that are kind of rubbing their eyes like, wait. Kentucky is stealing defensive back prospects from Florida State. That's the world we're living in right now.
Yeah, interesting times here in college football recruiting. Pretty significant recruiting win here, Nick. We were just together a couple days ago, and I was like, "Oh yeah, Jeremiah Anglin's committing Saturday. It's probably going to be Florida State." And then less than 12 hours later, I think we kind of got whiffed that, hey, Kentucky's a player here. We'll keep an eye out for that. And yeah, they go into Lake Wales, Greater Lakeland. It's a pretty fertile recruiting area, right? And Jaremiah Anglin is a big get, top 500 prospect. You look at his on-3 ranking, just our on-3 recruiting rankings, they're pretty high on him. Our guys who are grinding tape. So you flip on the tape, and there's a lot to like here. I think with this guy, he's got multi-positional versatility. He just went to a national combine in San Antonio, I believe, in January. Won defensive MVP honors. He's got pedigree. Derwin James is his first cousin. Anybody who's watched the Chargers at all knows who Derwin James is, who went to Florida State. And so Kentucky beats out the Seminoles here for a guy that I think can really fit what they want to do. As a prospect, Nick, I think he compares very similarly to Kobe Albert from last year's cycle. It's kind of a two-way player, is a generator with the ball in his hands, shows some really good ball skills as a receiver, but that translates directly to the other side of the field. Multi-positional player, can really cover, has a lot of range in the back end, and I think he kind of fits what Kentucky wants. Is kind of they really have two safeties there. They've got kind of a free safety. What you used a Corker play last year is more of kind of a downhill run support player that does some coverage things, but then they want a deeper safety, like a deep post safety who's asked to do more in coverage. I think Anglin and really Albert kind of fill the latter. So that's back-to-back cycles. I think you're getting two really quality players there at that safety position, and there's a lot to get excited about, I think, with Jaremiah Anglin.
As you saw there, On3 ranked him as the number 230 player overall in the country, a top 25 safety in America. Because a lot of it's because of those traits. You know, he's only 6 foot, but he's got a 6'3" wingspan. Mark Stoops said at UK Football Media Day they really like his length and they like these versatile players. There's something too when you watch his tape, like we've got pulled up now. The instincts, you can kind of see it where he's reading the quarterback's eyes. He can turn his hips, open up, and make a play on the ball. It's impressive. It's impressive not only to line up. He lines up at safety. He lines up at cornerback. He's a standout on the offense. Had 3 touchdown receptions last year. He returned a punt for a score. Got a couple of pick sixes. 83 tackles. Jeremiah Anglin can do a lot on the football field for the Wildcats.
Yeah, the athletic traits are there. There at that combine, he had some really good athletic testing scores.
32-inch vertical.
And you see just the production. You see him in zone coverage, reading the quarterback's eyes, making plays on the ball. You see him in man coverage, making plays on the ball. And then you see really the ball skills more on offense at this level. That catch right there just went up, mossed the guy. Right here, there's a go route. He goes and makes a great play on an underthrown ball, contested catch. And that's going to show up there at the next level as a safety, making plays. Just a really good athlete, and I think there's a lot to be excited with him. And it kind of continues this secondary flip we're seeing. Recently, we saw them kind of flip the room at receiver. They're in the process, I think, of flipping the room in the secondary. Chris Collins gets the second big recruiting win in the same week. But this time, it's going to be a guy that's playing in his secondary. So I think there's a lot to get excited about here with Jeremiah Anglin, and it continues some momentum. Kentucky's starting to build on the defensive side of the ball, reeling in some really intriguing prospects here lately.
Yeah. And Avery Stewart was the other guy that Florida State really wanted. And up until about 2 or 3 days before, I think they thought they were going to get. Same thing here with
Right.
Jeremiah Anglin. But the only difference, Anglin is from their backyard. Kentucky is getting Florida State guys from the state of Florida. Huge, huge recruiting win for the Cats. They keep that momentum rolling. Now have 15 commitments in the 2023 recruiting class. That's ranked right around number 30 overall.
Mm-hmm.
And look, they might not be done adding talented defensive backs in this recruiting class.
Yeah. Well, first off, that average star rating gets them to about 86.9. That's trending to be a top 31 to 35 class. But from where Kentucky was, they've closed a lot of ground. Now they still have some room to make up, but they're in a solid spot now. I believe this is 5 top 500 recruits in the class. Anglin joins Avery Stewart, Shamar Porter, Grant Godfrey, Anthony Brown as a top 500 recruit there for Kentucky, and that's typically right around their average of what they've been under Mark Stoops. So usually they pull in about 5, 6, 7. What made the 2020 and 22 classes so good was they had 10 to 11 to 12 top 500 prospects. So that they're seeing if they can get some momentum here late. But yeah, then you kind of dig in deeper. There's another guy here, Nick, in Florida that they could grab. Kenton Kirkland. It's kind of another corner safety tweener. Really good length. Also has a good pedigree out of Jacksonville Reigns. He's a guy that Kentucky's surging for, and the momentum's going opposite Florida State. It seems like at the moment. And Mike Norvell, we've seen recruitments that they've seemingly had one go the other direction. Travis Hunter was obviously the big one that caused the meltdown, and now you're seeing Kentucky really closing strong on some of these prospects that we all thought. Avery Stewart, Jaremiah Anglin, Kenton Kirkland were all Florida State leans heading the decision, and Kentucky's made some moves late to record some big recruiting wins. I think for them, and it's interesting here, Nick, with Stewart, with Anglin, and with Kirkland. I don't think they're like 100% true corner prospects, or they're kind of these little tweeners. But I think that's what they're looking for. They want guys that have this versatility, and we talked about. Mark Stoops talked yesterday about how we really need to get more length, and we need guys that can cover in man coverage. We don't need kind of these guys that are more linebacker types. We need guys that can cover people, and that's what they're looking for, and I think that's what they're finding, and they're getting back into Florida. That's something they really haven't done. Now Chris Collins and Mike Stoops have ties to the area, and they're digging in.
Man, they keep racking up recruiting wins. We said they needed to make up some ground in July. It's not July anymore, but they're still building and creating a great 2023 recruiting class. Jaremiah Anglin, officially a Kentucky Wildcat.